bricks beyond belief.
Wrong one.
Tangled in a web, I call it life. Inside my head, becoming blurred by so much said. I'm in too deep waters I tread, can't catch my breath. A shadow chasing me, a game of hide and seek. Found they'll have a
You know, I don't know how I keep fucking doing that, forgetting which bloody intro I'm supposed to have going on. It's like I'm just not paying attention or something. I'm staring at that Eevee that I built the other day for Bricks Beyond Belief, and it's too cute and it's distracting me. So anyway, there we go. Welcome everyone to another edition of Deconversion Stories. Of course, with me as always is my very good friend and partner in crime on these shows, Mr. Mikey Famine, and I am probably can see right there, Neil the 604 Atheist, and with us tonight we have Lil of all trades.
Hello.
Who has become quite the figure in the community. So doing like 900 different shows on YouTube. I'm surprised she had the time to hang out with a couple of flunkies like us tonight, but here she is.
Squeezed us in.
Yeah, welcome
Hello.
to the show, Lil.
Thank you. This is actually usually my day off of YouTube, so but I was having
all right,
fun.
well, everyone, that's it. We're gonna let her have her day off. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, I'll use get out of here.
Oh, you use
The two Utes.
use guys.
My
All
Chicago's coming out.
Yeah. Now I want a Chicago dog. Damn it, Mikey.
Oh, good.
I was lucky enough to have one when I went and visited this fellow in Chicago. I had a legitimate Chicago dog.
And he had an Italian beef,
Yeah, hell yeah.
which I think is better than the hot dog. But I mean,
Huh?
the
Fair
hot
enough.
dogs are like $2. The beefs are like $10. So
It's better for my wallet just to have the hot dog. But the Italian beef was good, but because that's the quarter Italian in me that really dug that one. So
you drink the water
Anyway.
here, you're also a quarter Italian.
so now I'm half Italian. Okay. Isn't that how math works? I don't know, something like that.
Something like that.
Anyways, Lil, what we do here on the show is we chat with folks about how they found their way free from their previous belief systems, whatever those may be. So I'm assuming you were involved in at some point in some way.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't you take us on that journey, and just be warned, we'll probably interrupt you and ask questions like we need clarification on shit like
Okay.
that. So,
All right. Well, I was raised in a church called Church of Christ. There's apparently a couple different denominations named Church of Christ. This one is in Texas, and there's some kind of around the area. So but it's basically like half Baptist and like half Pentecostal kind of. It's kind of in between.
okay. Kind of an odd-
Yeah. My both of my parents were raised Church of Christ, so of course that's where they went to school, or that's where they went to church. I have family members that believe if you are not a Church of Christ member, doesn't matter what Christian denomination you are, you're going to hell.
What about? So I guess the Mormons are safe because they're the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, right? So
Mm-mm.
no, they're not.
No.
They're Church of Christ.
No.
The
No,
evangelicals.
Hear that, Mormons? You're fucked.
The evangelicals don't even consider them Christians.
Yeah, they're definitely evangelical. It's kind of like a mix between evangelical and fundamentalist.
Yeah.
The way how I've described it is it's kind of Christian nationalist, like adjacent. There were some people that went to school with and some people that went to church with who were Christian nationalists. My family, for the most part, was not. So I kind of had one foot in each store. And I also was raised in a Church of Christ school from 2nd grade all the way to 10th. But so I grew up running around the church because that was my dad was also a song leader there, so we were up there every single Sunday.
Yep.
What's up, Joe?
And and of course, as a kid, you just kind of go through emotions, and you have your friends, and all my friends went to the church. And then when I was in 2nd grade, I started going to a church that was run by Church of Christ. And it's just over the years, I've always been someone who's like super inquisitive and curious, and like I want to know stuff. And even back then, from what I've been told, I was kind of asking questions that were making people uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't understand this. Can you explain?
Damn
this?
free prefrontal cortex you have, I'm telling you.
I guess. And so it's just one of those things. After I was about 10. Okay, so one thing that struck me as really odd, especially once I hit like my preteen years, this church was so strict, especially with like purity culture and stuff, that I was 6 years old and I could not go swimming with my male cousins at all. It doesn't matter if I was wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I could not go swimming with them at all. My male cousins.
What
like,
did they think was
Really?
gonna happen?
I have no idea.
What the fuck? They're freaking
Yeah.
blood relatives. Like, what are we talking about, guys?
Yeah. And that's when I finally hit my preteen years. I'm like, that was a little strange. And also at this school and this church, dancing was completely forbidden.
What the hell?
What?
Someone's on fire. What if you wore a wetsuit? Would that have been okay?
Nope. Couldn't do it at all.
It's too revealing.
Full scuba gear?
Yeah. Nope.
One of them old school suits with the fishbowl helmet, the brass thing.
The brass one, the fucking
I had-
steampunk thing.
No, okay. I had a friend of mine that had she had a swimming pool, and even and of course I live in Texas, so it's absurdly hot in the summer.
6,000
And-
degrees Fahrenheit.
So, yeah, it'd be like 104 outside. And her parents would make us go outside and play because, of course, this was the 90s and that's what parents did, go outside and go play. But they would not let us swim in the pool if her brother was even home. We could only swim if he was at a friend's house.
God.
What?
Come on, guys.
Like that's how insane.
Okay, what about like as kids? Because I didn't have a pool in my backyard, but I knew a kid down the street that I was friends with that we went swimming in his pool whenever they were around. But if he wasn't around, we couldn't go swimming. There was also a public pool we could go to, but nobody wants to swim in a pool full of pee. So we would set up the sprinkler.
Speak for yourself.
And let hey, I'm not fucking judging. I'm just saying
The water tastes better at the public pool.
Ew.
I mean, we'd be running around in shorts and t-shirt, and yeah, we could run through the sprinkler. But it's kind of important to mention my parents were never like that. These rules were enforced by either my cousin's parents or my friend's parents. My parents were just like, whatever, we don't care.
I like those parents.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the bad stuff from this is mainly from other people in the church, not necessarily my parents. My mom is incredibly like confrontation averse. So she'll just be like, okay, yeah, sure. And agree with anybody to avoid a conflict with them. And my dad was kind of like silent, strong type that he'd be like, okay. And if somebody said, like, you need to talk to your daughter about this, and he never mentioned it, I'd be like, hey, by the way, this person told me this. What's up with that? And I'd be like, well, I think it's stupid. He's like, okay. So my parents were great, but it was everybody else that I was around.
Right.
And I'm an only child. So growing up for the first several years, most people that I had to hang out with were friends from church. I didn't have a whole lot of friends in the neighborhood. There weren't a lot of kids in my neighborhood. So
let me pause you. Let me pause you right there about the neighborhood. We have a special announcement.
Whoa! Detroit.
Thank you, Kelly.
Very
Kels, thank you so
Very
much.
generous.
So the winners of today's gift memberships are. I just had it and I lost it. Oh, I got it. I found it. Everyone, calm down. Calm down. Someone called Lil of All Trades. Oh, I think I know who she is. Detroit Atheist Queen, Ryan Donovan, Mel Tree 666, Puck 8166, Martin Ellens, Chris Cowell, Angry Roach, and Doc Hayes, A Matter of Thoughts. And I think that's it. So, Kels, thank you very much. That is super generous. And welcome everybody to, I think you guys are all Pilsner level or something.
Something like that.
Something like that. But thank you so much, Kels. But back to the neighborhood.
Thank you. Yeah, so like my neighborhood, I only had like I had one friend that lived 2 doors down from me, and then the only other kids in my neighborhood were her cousins that lived at the other end of the street, and that was it. Like that was all the kids in my neighborhood. And they were super fundamentalist evangelical too, so they were actually worse in some respects.
Oh, the fun ones.
Yeah. So, I mean, just with me and me being curious in the way that I am, it's like, well, I'll be like, well, this doesn't quite make sense. Can someone, and it was a genuine question. It was like, can someone explain this to me? Because I don't understand this. I wasn't trying to be difficult or anything.
Right.
Because of course I'm still a kid. I believe what I've been told.
Sure.
And finally, about the thing that really flipped it for me. So I said that I went to a private Christian school. We had, especially in high school, we had Bible class where we had a 1.5 hour period every other day for Bible. And one of the semesters we were going over world religions, which of course this is the Christian take on world religions. And so we went through different Christian denominations that were not ours and how they were all wrong. We went through Judaism and how it was all wrong. Islam and how it was terrible. And we went through Hindu and how they're all pagans and ridiculous and they don't know what they're doing. And then we got to Satanism and heathens. And it's just like, huh? And of course, the stuff that they were saying was like, these people still worship like ancient gods and like ancient Egyptian gods and ancient Greek gods and stuff. And I was sitting there, and this is right when the internet was just kind of getting popular, I guess. And I have been on the internet for years at this point. But I'm like, do people actually believe this? Like, is this actually real? Because it sounded like insane. I'm like, there's no way people think Zeus is real. So I went home and I started digging. And I ended up finding like actual paganism. And I'm like, oh, that's what they mean when they say like they worship whatever god they choose to venerate. That it's more of like, this is a element of like a bigger deity. And so I was just like, okay. And I actually started looking into it. And I was still like, yeah, God's real, blah, but I didn't think it was a Christian God at that point because I'm just like, a lot of this stuff doesn't make sense. So within about 3 or 4 weeks, I'm just like, yep, Christianity's crap. I'm going over here.
Hold on. So if you didn't think it was the Christian God or a Christian God or whatever,
yeah,
would you just think it was just some entity out in space?
Yeah,
somewhere?
sort of. It was, yeah. I mean, so I
Like
basically
a deistic
turned
sort of thing, or
sort of, yeah. Like I basically turned pagan,
Spinoza or
where
what they call that.
where I would look at like ancient god and goddesses, like one that I really liked because of course I had one of the best casts I've ever owned at the time. I liked Bast from Egyptian mythology, but the way how I looked at it was that goddess is just like,
You know how you
a
catch Bast,
portion-
right?
huh?
You know how to catch Bast?
No.
You just put a box out there.
Yeah,
Right into the box.
Yeah, you can do that.
One of
and
the
I
goddesses
still-
that gave the Black Panther his powers.
That's right.
Yeah. But I always looked at it
Nerd.
as more of it's just an element, like I guess like kind of how the Trinity works, where like Jesus is God and God is Jesus, and they're both the Holy Spirit. It kind of worked like that. Like it was just like an aspect of like an overall. Yeah. And of course, keep in mind, like I'm a teenager, I'm coming out of Christian thinking, and that just kind of made sense to me. So I'm like, okay.
Sure.
And purity culture, the thing that it was really big in my church, way more so than the end times, than anything else, was the purity culture. I was literally told, my school sex ed was, and I kid you not, this is like an exact quote: if you have sex before you get married, you will get pregnant, you will get AIDS, and you will die. That was it. That was it.
Just AIDS right there. Just toss that into. Why
even
not,
if
right?
even if the person you had sex with doesn't have AIDS, boom, AIDS.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Hep C and fucking everything else. VD.
Somebody asked that, and they're like, "Well, if you don't have AIDS, God will give it to you." And that was it.
Right.
I mean, it was so. There was a rumor that one of my friends got pregnant. She did not, but there was a rumor, and they expelled her immediately. Like,
wow,
just done. A week before graduation, there were about 7 seniors that were seen on a Saturday who are all over the age of 18, but they were seen on a Saturday smoking cigarettes. Every single one of them got kicked out a week before graduation, and they did not get their diplomas. They had to repeat it in public school.
no shit.
Yeah, and they lost scholarships and all this kind of stuff because the school wouldn't give them their credits. They're just like, no, you didn't finish. Sorry.
How dare they smoke?
Yeah, this is the kind of school that I grew up in. I mean, it was a very, very Christian school. They always went after the kids they didn't like. I was there when Columbine happened, and I was in the, gothy outcast kids group, and yeah, they came after us like mad. I mean, they were constantly coming after us for like dress code. They were coming after us for anything, trying to get us kicked out because they just didn't think we were a good influence, which I don't know why they didn't just use that to kick us out. But finally, around 10th grade, I'd had enough of it. And I basically begged my dad. And I'm like, please let me get out of here. And he's like, well, why? And I told him, I said, do you know what they teach us in biology? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, they completely skip evolution. And he's like, well, I'm not too certain about evolution, but I haven't really looked into it. So even though my dad had that, he's like, yeah, it could be. I just haven't looked into it because he was not like biology inclined. Okay. And I showed him, we had the book of Pandas and People. And so I showed him the small little section that they taught us. And he's like, okay, this is crap, because even if this is not how it happened, that's not what is taught in college. And you need to be able to know what everybody else is learning. And he knew how unhappy I was. It was costing us a ton of money. It was costing us like $5,000 a year for me to go there, on top of like uniforms and all that stuff. And of course, because there were 2 groups of people. There were teachers or former teachers and pastors' kids, and they all got a small discount, and there were super wealthy kids. And there was almost no one in between. So there was a really big divide there too.
Imagine sending your kid to this 5K a year school for all 4 years of high school, them getting into a college, and then they have like a biology 101 and then flunking out, and you just wasted all that money.
Yeah.
Because they're not able to do the lesson because they don't have any of the prerequisites. Exactly.
And I knew from a fairly young age, like I wanted to go into science, and my dad knew that. My dad encouraged it. And I was like, look, they're not teaching me the right science here. Like they're at least not teaching me what is taught everywhere else. I had to teach myself biology. And he's like, okay. And there was a bunch of stuff that finally led to that decision, but that was just kind of the final straw where he's like, all right, you have a point. We'll get you out of here. And they were terrified sending me to public school. And I'll admit, like, it was a massive culture shock because I go from a class that has 70 people in it to a class that has 412.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was just like,
oh, you meant like graduating class. I was like,
yeah.
How big is your fucking classroom? Jesus, 400
My
people.
son's graduating.
Teacher, I gotta go to the bathroom.
My youngest son's graduating class had 17. So I live in a little teeny area now. Yeah, it's a public school too, but I live in a really rural area. So, but yeah, so the purity culture thing, my parents still held on to you are not sleeping around before you're married. Like they were still super strict on that. And of course, me being 16 and not Christian and not believing that, I'm just like, I don't care. I'm gonna go do what I want anyway. But it's one of those things that it's like the aftermath of that, like with the guilt and the shame that you have to deal with, that took me years to get over, and there's still some parts of it that I have to like kind of stop myself from being like, no, that's crap. Just
like
don't.
Like what? I have some
Like-
hang up too from my fundy days. So like what's your tea?
It's one of those things like if I am attracted to somebody, especially if I'm very attracted to them, if like the thought of I want to sleep with them really soon crosses my mind, it's just kind of a gut reflex of like, oh wait, that's like too soon. No, we need to have like a relationship first, and that's just not the case.
You're not.
There's
Like,
that. I'm still relatively conservative in how I dress. Like I wear tank tops and stuff, but I'm not gonna be walking around in mini skirts. I'm not gonna be walking around in tube tops. I'm not comfortable.
Oh, I do. It's all right.
I was like, that never stopped me and Neil on a good weekend.
That's right.
We got to get these legs out. You know what I'm saying?
You get people yelling out of their vehicles, hey, you should fucking shave, you monster.
And I mean, with like sexual topics, I'm still somewhat uncomfortable discussing them in certain venues. Like, it kind of depends. I've gotten over a lot of it, but it's still also one of those things that it's just, I understand that it's my gut feeling on that. Like, it's just like that automatic, like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. But
trained reaction is what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've worked really hard to get that kind of tamped down, and it's getting there, but it's still there. And this is 20 years later, and I'm still dealing with that.
Takes time.
But here's one of the consequences of that. So I had dated the same guy who was Catholic, ironically, all through high school. He was not allowed at my Christian school. They wouldn't even allow him to come up there. Like we had like I said, we didn't have dances, but we had like banquets. They wouldn't let him come up there for that. It's like an award ceremony where you can wear fancy dresses. But the thing is that some of the parents would always sponsor a dance afterwards. So like everybody would go to the private dance and not the and usually skip the banquet.
All right, guys, coming up next on the radio is Michael W. Smith. You are worthy. Everybody find your dance partner and stand about 45 feet away from them. Next up on the playlist, POD, Youth of the Nation.
Yeah, there was some of that. There was some of that. One dance that we had, actually, I think it was probably the last one I went to. There was one of the moms walking around with a ruler to smack people if they were too close.
Like a rolling pin?
Yeah, but it was like a ruler.
Ruler.
Like,
oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Bastard Kentucky coming out. Ruler, Neil, ruler.
The meter.
It's Texan, not Kentucky.
Oh, my bad.
I
don't want to disrespect you with Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? I know you're out there, Joe.
I might be on Joe's channel, but I am Texan. I'm born and bred. But so it was stuff like that it was so rigorously enforced. And my parents were very, very like, we want to know who you're dating, which is fine. And I totally understand that. But like, they were so invasive. It was a little bit crazy. But anyway, me and my ex-boyfriend, or me and my boyfriend in high school, we broke up, and I started dating someone else. And it got really it got to the point that it's like, well, I'm like, I need to get out of this because it was restrictive. Like it's a lot more restrictive, especially now that I'm looking back on it. My dad passed away in 2020, but my mom has chilled out a lot with all this, but it was a lot more restrictive then. And it kind of ended up forcing me into the mindset of, if I want to have fun with my boyfriend, I need to marry him. I got married 8 days after my 18th birthday.
Yeesh.
Wow.
And I got
Just
pregnant
have a
9
little
months
hubba
later.
hubba. That's it. Then you annulled
Pretty
it.
much,
or-
and I'm not kidding. Like that's the only reason I can come to on why I did that.
Phrasing.
But I can't bring myself to regret it. I got my 2 boys out of it, which they're the light of my life. I love them
There you go.
to pieces. But after about a year in, he completely changed. So and I should have realized this from the get-go. He was Christian. I was not. But he's like, no, I used to be Satanist. And like, he would take the Christian line of like, no, like he did rituals and called demons and just nuts crap, right?
Or
That
thought he
should have
did.
been a clue. But I was not clued in enough to realize
Well, you were
that he was
18,
pretty-
so
yeah. And I had just like, at this point, nobody except my ex-boyfriend knew I was pagan. Like nobody did, because I was still going through the motion. I was still going to church, just doing all that stuff. And anyway, me and my ex, a couple years later, maybe 3 years later, we were having some issues, and
Maybe
he
used to
was, yeah. We were having some issues, and I was young and stupid. He was a little bit older than me. And he was like mentally and emotionally and sometimes physically abusive to the point that he had, and anybody who's, yeah. Anybody who's been in this situation, do what? Sorry.
I said, well, fuck, that sucks.
Yeah. Anyone who's been in that situation knows that if you get there, it's really easy for them to realize, for them to tell you, like, if you leave me, no one's going to want you. And he had me completely convinced of that, because at this point I had 1 kid. I was pregnant with another. I had my oldest when I was 19. I had my youngest when I was 21. And which I have to say is really cool now, because I'm 41 and both of my kids are grown adults. So now I can go do whatever I want.
Yeah.
mine turns 3 tomorrow, so I got a long road ahead of me.
I have a 4-year-old grandson.
You're a grandma?
Yes, I'm a grandmother.
That's fun though.
Yeah.
Because now you can just sit back from the sideline and be like, you're not doing that right. They're gonna cry in
Yeah.
about 30 seconds. She's about to
My
throw that
favorite line.
now.
And the funny thing is, my grandson is exactly like my son. So whenever he's like, Mom, can you help me? I'm like, payback's a bitch.
Nah, this is
You did the same thing to me. I can play with him and then give him back. I don't have
the
to.
best.
I
Like,
love it.
Ooh, a stinky. Here you go.
Pretty much, yeah. But anyway, my ex had me completely convinced. And anyway, he had kind of stopped going to church, but he decided that he was going to go back to this church and just kind of drug me along. And I was just like, if this saves my marriage, then fine, whatever. And then after about a year of that, he decides, no, you know what? I want to go and be Catholic. I'm just like, okay. So went through the motion and did all that.
Who goes from Satanist to Catholic?
I don't know his
That's
thought
weird.
process with that. And at this point, I was still kind of like, at this point, I still had the kind of paganist mindset thinking of like, all gods are technically there. They're just different aspects of like this big main god, I guess. But then I started thinking about it, and I'm just like, none of this stuff has ever really, like, I realized I kind of, the way how I describe it is because I didn't really have like a traumatic, like, oh my God, my faith just fell apart. It's almost like I literally woke up one day and it's like, I don't think I've actually believed this stuff for years. And I started looking at it, I'm like, yeah,
Like a background fade out kind of thing, right?
Yeah. And this was almost directly after me and my ex got divorced. I'm just like, I really haven't believed a lot of this stuff since I was like 15, 16. And I realized, I'm like, I've been atheist a lot longer than I realized. I just was not willing to kind of let go of that last little bit of comfort that religion can kind of give people sometimes when they're in an uncertain
a lot of people
situation.
stay because of it, right? So
yeah.
It's like a security blanket.
Yeah, and I basically woke up one day, I'm like, I don't believe any of this anyway. So why am I still doing this? And I walked away and haven't been back. So
because at some point you have to realize the prison door is unlocked. I'm just
Exactly.
sitting in here. I could have just opened the fucking door.
Yeah.
God, I'm dumb.
Exactly. That's exactly how it went.
Boot that door open.
But like I said, I mean, stuff like from the purity culture aspect and other stuff, it's still definitely left scars there and definitely still kind of shapes my way of thinking.
The kind of shit has lasting effects, so it's not surprising.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, just like a lot of atheists I know the Bible better than most Christians. So it's just like you can't yeah, but you can't throw the Bible at me and try to tell me I'm wrong because that's not gonna work.
Goddamn trees was here before the sun. What you talking about?
I pretty much half of my family just walked away once they found out, and I'm just like I'm talking like my extended family.
Hold on, when they found out you didn't believe anymore, they just left you in the dust. Wow,
like my dad's side of the
that's
family.
one of the worst parts of it is when I hear these.
Well,
things. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, my dad's side of the family, which was the you can't swim with male cousins side, I was just like, okay, whatever. And it's like, I think the last time I saw any of them was like my dad's funeral. So I haven't been close with my extended family in probably 20 years at this point. I have my mom, I have my boys, and I'm happy with that. So, and I had my dad up until 2020. But
sorry for your loss.
No, thank you. Yeah, he actually died of COVID the day that Mark Meadows, who was the chief of staff, came out and said, "We're not trying to do anything to control this virus." I have never been so furious in my life.
Yeah, fuck.
So,
morons.
Yeah.
Fucking science denying pieces of shit that are killing people.
Yeah, exactly. And I was talking to my dad about it in like March or April that year, and he told me straight up, he's like, if I get it, it's going to kill me. And I was like, yeah, because he had some other severe health issues, but I'm absolutely convinced that stole at least 2 years from me that I could have had him around. Yeah. So I'll never forgive the orange shit given for that.
Shit given. That's a good one. I like that one.
That's my favorite term for him right now.
I've been just calling him the orange potato for years.
But I like
except potatoes. I'm insulting potatoes, right?
Yeah.
True. Don't insult potatoes. Potatoes are good.
Just don't forget everybody.
Most
Epstein.
versatile food on the planet.
Don't forget everybody. Epstein is in the Trump files.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
Motherfucker's in there more than Jesus is in the Bible.
That's why he started the war.
I know, right?
To distract you from the files. Oh yeah, hey, look over here. I'm gonna go bomb Iran now. Bomb the places that we already bombed, and now they got nuclear weapons again for some reason. I'm not
that
sure.
I already blew up.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
they
moved it to a new place and they're building them there. It's like it's covered in granite. Yeah, that's what mountains are, you fucking moron. But anyways, like
but what you were saying before, like with the Christian nationalists, like that's the same kind of pastor that fucking Hegseth is over there dragging in front of the military to come pray over the troops and do all these prayer breakfasts and all this. So like you escaped what everyone else is now starting to fall into.
Like I said, it was kind of one foot in, one foot out, because there were some people in our church who believe that. So there were definitely those beliefs floating around. None of the pastors were really like fire and brimstone type. They were the like really nice ones that would kind of get their claws in you and then pass you off to the more Christian
Radicals.
nationalists. Yeah. But just growing up around people like that, I saw that perspective, at least from the outside, because like I said, my family was not like that. Most of my friends' families weren't. There were a couple that were. So I kind of have one foot in, one foot out on
getting
seeing
some-
that.
Kel's giving you some love. Yeah, COVID killed 3 family members and childhood friend, her mom, and one of her brothers. So yeah, it had a big effect on a lot of people. It was just a cold, not to everybody.
No.
Not to everybody.
I am fully vaccinated. I've had COVID twice. I had it last year about this time, and it nearly killed me last year. It was bad.
So did
I mean,
you get vaccinated afterwards, or?
No, I was vaccinated before, and I still got it.
Oh, you may not have had the updated for whatever version you.
I don't. I had COVID. Let's see. I had COVID, the flu, and bronchitis all at the same time. Yeah.
That'll do it.
My son was still in
Glad
school,
you're
and my
still
son
here.
brought both of them home with him.
Wow.
So
Little
yeah, it
Petri
was.
dishes.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad they're not in school anymore.
Do you want
No,
all
I
of
don't
the
have
new
to
hottest viruses? Send your kid to
Jump to
public school. He will come home with a fresh new variant that you have no defenses for and fuck your shit up.
When I was growing up, if the kids had chickenpox or the measles, they'd get all the kids together so they could get it and get it over with, kind of thing, which is the dumbest fucking thing. Like, of course, not even a few years after that mentality sort of was, because that was the 70s for me as a kid, right? So then a vaccine came out. And I was like, oh, now there's a vaccine. Like, fuck, what the hell? Where was that when my mom was playing, what do they call that? Ookie mouth on South Park, where they spit in each other's mouths so they get the fucking virus and shit. Yeah. Watch the episode. It's ridiculous.
At least with chickenpox, like, it wasn't fatal. And then, like, you knew that they were getting it and you were ready to administer care or whatever. These dumb motherfuckers. Yeah. Oatmeal bath.
Yeah.
Nowadays, these motherfuckers are like, let's have a measles party. Like it's chicken. I'm like, no. You don't do that with measles, dumbass.
No.
God damn.
It's true, Kelly. It's true. Yeah, it was always the cousins or neighborhood friends and stuff. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My siblings were older than me, so I got it on my own, itching and scratching.
Oh, you went out looking for it? Hey, anybody got measles? Hey.
I would like chicken pox, please.
Yeah.
I missed the chicken pox vaccine by like a few years. And I'm just like, man, that would have been so nice to have. So.
And now we risk getting shingles as adults. So.
Yeah.
Fuck that. My buddy got that.
My friend of mine did too. It was brutal.
Same here. Yeah, one of my friends got it, and she's like, "Oh my god, this is miserable." I'm like, "Yeah." I've known people
of
who
his
had
throat too, which is like what? Yeah.
So if you've had chicken pox, are you like kind of already?
Yep.
You already have that in you, so then you can't get shingles, or you can.
You can get shingles.
You can. Not
everyone. It doesn't happen to everyone, but the virus is still there, lurking.
So. But I thought to get shingles, you had to get the chickenpox virus as an adult, and then like as an adult, you get shingles. So it's the same chickenpox thing, just hanging out.
Yep. Just like asleep.
Luckily for me, I am synthetic.
Like the birds, right?
Yes, I'm fake like the camera birds that watch me every night. The owls, they do nighttime reconnaissance.
But yes,
I'm assuming you kind of have come to the conclusion of how you jumped into the atheism sphere.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it was just.
Oh, sorry. I'll just finish this later. You know.
Come for the stories. Stick around for Mikey's comedy.
The true story of mass avian murder and the largest surveillance campaign in U.S. history.
Right.
It's just.
Was there quotation marks around the true part?
No. And that's how you know they're telling the truth.
That's right.
Because if they were joking, they have to by law put in the quotation marks. That's
Yeah,
just
so
greedy.
after that, it was right around the time that like the new atheism stuff started, and so it's like I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this totally makes sense now. And of course, like, and I ended up
New
here in this
atheism.
community. So
I always thought that
yeah,
was a silly term because atheism's been around since there's been
yeah,
theism. But
yeah.
a sudden outburst is more what I would call it, thanks to the internet.
So
Yeah.
I'm curious. So when was like the last like time period that you were like still going to like the church?
Like as a believer,
Yeah.
or probably 13, 14.
So
somewhere
that
around
puts
there.
it like around 2000-ish and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, because we're similar in age, and it's funny to me because I had no idea what an atheist was. I didn't even know what that word was until like after I graduated from high school and was like out on my own. I was like, the fuck is an atheist? Oh, atheist. I don't know what that is. And I had to like learn after the fact because I was so in the fundy bubble that they didn't even tell us what that was. I knew what Muslims were and Mormons and other M words.
I mean, like a lot of people in the like evangelical. Yeah, I was told they were Satanists and devil worshippers. So, and I was just like, that's not true.
He got me again.
And here's the funny thing that a lot of people don't know. Like, Lilith is not a pseudonym on here. That is my actual name. My parents named me Lilith.
And that was, who was Lilith? So-and-so's
Adam's
wife.
first wife, according to some of the scriptures. And she was cast from the garden into the land of Nod.
Especially in...
I have the book of Nod, by the way.
Not necessarily my church, because my church never talked about, but some that were kind of adjacent. She's basically like mother of demons, essentially. Yeah. I'm just like, why would you? But here's the funny thing: my parents did not know that's where the name Lilith came from. They just thought it sounded pretty.
Is that in the regular old Christian Bible, or is that in like the Catholic Bible?
No, it's in neither.
No. Oh, it's.
Y'all over here getting mad about fan fiction? Like, what are we doing? You named her after demons? That's not even. But this is America. People are Christians, and they have no idea what Christianity is. They don't even know what kind of Christian they are.
It's I want to say fucking pre-Old Testament sort of scriptures where a lot of the Old Testament stuff came from.
Because when I tell people, I'm like, so what? So you're a Christian? What kind of Christian? They're like, Christian.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, are you like, what denomination are you? He's like, I don't believe in denominations. I'm like, then you don't have a doctrine. You're just out here faking the funk, man. You got to have a doctrine. What are you talking about? Did you read the Bible? They tell you to go to church. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm just here for the vibes.
Yeah, I've never gotten that. And then, like, even the misconceptions that, like, my own family still has about, like, Catholics, I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
Like,
I have an answer. Sorry. So,
breaking news.
Lilith is mentioned once in the Hebrew Old Testament in Isaiah 34:14.
Oh, yeah.
Where the word Lilith refers to a night creature or demon in the ruins of Edom. But it originated in the Babylonian Talmud in medieval Jewish texts as Adam's first wife.
I know Adam didn't get divorced. Not the first couple ever. They broke up. Damn, you hate to see it. Cast out the garden. Damn.
But yeah, so unlike some people who go by Lilith and like the online atheist community, it's my actual name. So it was apt. It fit.
She's the real deal, you posers.
Oh, I love it.
James Buchanan makes his strike again.
Oh,
James Buchanan's fourth wife. Jewish stories.
Isn't Lilith of Old Testament lore? Wasn't she a night witch of wet dreams as well? Maybe. Oh, so the succubus? Is she the succubus?
Sometimes, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, she could have been
Sometimes.
mother of
Yeah.
demons, I thought, but okay.
Yeah.
Not the wet dream
So-
demons.
I don't remember any Lilith in my wet dreams as a teenager, but that was a
I
long
never
time
asked.
ago.
I never asked her name. Now that I think about it.
Now that I think about it, no. It's thank you for coming.
And that's the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and now I'm here. So
Well, that's kind of where I'm going with this. Like now that you've sort of left the faith, and now you've seen the internet and all the new atheism, as you call it, all the shows that you've probably started showing up on your algorithm, like Seth and Matt and Atheist Experience kind of shit and all that, and Apologia and even fucking Logic and all the people like that. So, you decided to get involved with some of these. So tell us about all the different shows that you're now a part of.
Oh my god. Okay,
Start the list.
so I'm on Java and Jugs on Monday mornings. I am
What?
usually
Java and Jugs.
Java and Jugs.
Yes, it's what you think.
I am usually
Incognito
over-
window.
Incognito window. Don't worry, they're covered, Mike. Got all kinds of great ladies on that show.
Oh, yeah.
Including Kelly.
Yeah.
And
Kelly's on
Amber,
there.
and even Bubble Breeze on there, and a bunch of
And I'm usually on Ember's stream on Better Than Ember, usually at least a couple times a week. Most of the times I try to get over there if I can. On Sundays and Thursdays I do Politicality with Joe the Kentucky Atheist. We cover
Never
we
been
actually-
invited. It's fine.
Well, come on. Let me know. We'll have you on. We just had Ambush Apostate on this Thursday.
cool.
I mean, yeah, I'll try to just totally pencil you guys in. I'm very busy, so.
And we actually ended up
Check my schedule.
adding he normally did only on Thursdays, but we ended up adding a Sunday show just because of the craziness of this administration. We're like, we can't do this once a week. We have to do it twice a week at least.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Yeah.
A lot of shit going on.
Oh yes, and the reason I'm in politics, I follow politics for like 25 years. I work for a big political YouTuber, so I'm neck deep in this stuff every single day. I have to be. So yeah, that's my experience in the political realm. I also have a degree in political science.
Excellent. Awesome. The hell?
And which has been completely wasted, and I probably shouldn't have gotten it, but whatever.
At least she didn't get a law degree.
Yeah, but I have two others too. So it was one of those where I couldn't decide what I wanted, so I'm just like, I'm going to get them all. And yeah, student loans are not fun. And then I also do Seth Ambush Apostate, and I just came out with a new series. It's called Candle in the Chaos, but it's looking at Christian nationalists from my perspective as a political analyst for 25 years, and his as a former Christian nationalist. We just uploaded our first episode yesterday.
Okay.
And he also has a show on his channel called Apostate Assembly that's like super late Friday nights that I'm on too. So I'm all over the place.
Now, what about Reasonably Crafty?
Reasonably Crafty is so much fun. That one's a little more like there's no set schedule, but it's me usually
And Jess, right?
it's me, just
Or How to
from
Rule an Asteroid. Yeah.
and also Deviant Outcast. And
Okay.
we'll get on and we'll just talk about whatever and do crafts because I'm a very crafty person. So we'll just get on there and do what work on whatever craft we happen to be doing at the time.
I like Kraft macaroni and cheese.
That's
I like
the
Velveeta
same
better.
thing.
Or
I
up
like
here
the
in Canada, we
Velveeta
call
shells.
it KD. Craft dinner.
Yeah, you guys call them craft dinners. That's so weird.
Oh, it's always been just our box is KD and with the little swirl around it.
Europeans and by proxy Canadians.
Mhm. Oh my god. And then
basically, what shows do you do, Lil? Yes. All
Yes.
of them.
All.
I've done I also have Crafty Sirens on my channel for whenever I just feel like doing a live stream and I'm doing something crafty, so I'll do that.
Sirens is a
Mermaids.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's mermaid shit all over the place here, right? So
Yeah, there is. I've got mermaids all over.
I just
That's
love
my-
that mermaid knowledge.
That was a
Mermaid
gift,
knowledge.
actually. That was a gift from one of my sons. So
That's cute.
I have
I love
something
it.
off stream to show you mermaid style, but just remind me as soon as we're off the air.
okay.
Oh, it's
It's
one
not-
of those things. Huh?
It's not bad. It's just not my business to put on the internet, but I'll show you.
All right.
Everyone
So yeah,
sounds like, "Well, I
there's
wanna see."
Now,
also as far as people know me for politics, but I am also a historian by like career wise. So I ended up going into history as opposed to like actually doing politics, but it's actually helped me in my
Like
history
with a
for
time
bit.
machine, or
No.
you have a
No.
DeLorean, don't you?
For anybody that doesn't know, I do World War II era and more specifically the Holocaust history.
You have one
So
of these, don't you? You do. You've got one of these, right?
I wish I did. That would be
that
nice.
car couldn't even go 88 miles an hour.
I know it's made out of fucking like wrought iron or some shit.
Uh-huh.
It
Made
took
like
3
4,000
miles to
pounds.
get 3 miles of runway to get up to 88 miles an hour.
0 to 88 in a month.
You use calendars
plutonium
instead of
is heavy.
speedometers.
Yeah,
Plutonium is
drawings are
very
tailored.
heavy.
Yeah.
So
Plutonium's heavy. Yeah.
mhm.
Is that what they used
I think
Oh,
so.
No,
I think,
no.
in the
Not
flux
real
capacitor?
car.
I think so.
I thought it was they just put trash in there in that thing, Mr. Fusion. and put the
What
trash in there and it would-
metals were in the DeLorean? Never mind me.
But we're waiting with bated breath.
Wait, in
Back to the
Back
Future.
to the Future. They're like steel. Thanks.
Oh my god.
Thanks. Fucking aluminum. Fucking dumbass. Fucking. Oh, I put it in Back to the Future. You know what they told me? Structural steel and fiberglass. All right, internet. You want to fucking play with me? You want to fucking play with me? You want to fucking?
Just
you want to fucking
let
go?
it go.
We can do this.
Go.
We can fight. I will fight you, internet.
I paid money to see that.
He's got a pair of boxing gloves at home that says "fuck you, internet" right on the front of them, so you can just punch the.
Oh. The time machine is electric and requires power input of 1.21 gigawatts
Gigawatts. Yeah,
to operate. Originally provided by a plutonium-fueled nuclear reactor.
there you go.
Thank you, Wikipedia, and fuck you, Google.
Yeah, Google.
Shame you into working right.
Mhm.
You're gonna
Yeah,
be hit.
but,
I'm gonna make fun of you relentlessly.
Mhm.
Mikey
But-
knows nothing in pop culture. Fact.
I was trapped in a fundamentalist bubble for 20 years. It's not my fault. I had to learn all this shit after.
There you go.
Oh, Dave found it too. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah. 1.28 gigawatts. Oh, Marty.
But- Yeah, so I'm kind of all over. I'm really looking forward to going to some of the conventions this year. I was not able to go last year because I was just kind of getting into the community whenever most of them happened, so I wasn't able to get to it, but I will be this year, so that'll be fun.
I'll be at BajaCon in August. So
I'm
Oh,
so
you mean
envious.
Bahakan?
Hmm?
Bahakan?
BajaCon. Yeah, I'll be at BajaCon. That's what we're calling it now, Jason. If you're still in the chat, we're calling it Bahakan.
He's probably like, "Oh, I haven't heard that."
I would
one
go with that.
before." But
That's where I
we're
would go
almost
with.
we're almost out of time, so it's time
Oh.
for the final question. If you could go back in your DeLorean, which is fueled by plutonium and made of steel and fiberglass, as seen
Okay,
here.
now you.
What if you could go back in time and talk to believer you, what would you whisper in their ear? What advice
You
would
know
give
this
them?
is all bullshit. Let it go already. You'll be happier.
I like it.
That was quick.
I mean, like I said, I always had questions that could not be answered, and that always stuck with me. And I'm like, why can people who claim to know this stuff not answer this? And it's like, I knew it was crap from like a younger age. I just wasn't ready to accept it.
Yeah.
And also not to listen to any of the purity culture crap, and don't let
Yeah.
it get to me, because that messed up things pretty severely.
Makes it so much worse.
Yeah, it does for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Lil, it's been fun having you on. Thank
Oh,
you so
yes.
much for joining Mikey and I for this hour of you basically telling everyone your story.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me on. And for
it's a
anybody who doesn't know, I have a dog named Kip. Yes,
You're
after
Dr.
Kip
Kip,
Davis.
apparently.
Dr. Kip. Mm-hmm.
Kip Thorne.
I could literally drive to his house right now, because he lives very close by.
Yeah, he
probably
needs to
sleeping.
sign my book.
He's not
I need to find a way. I need to find a way to get my book
Yeah,
to
here.
him to sign it.
Oh, I forgot you
Oh.
are out west. I forgot.
Yeah.
I was like, it's 8 o'clock, man. He's probably about to be in the bed. He's like, put these feet up. Yeah.
Apparently, we got rid of the daylight savings time. Like, we moved forward, and then that's it. We're never going to move back again.
I won't go back.
Yeah, apparently that's it. We're not doing it anymore.
I hate daylight savings time. It drives me crazy.
I always like the extra hour sleep in the winter time, but
Yeah, but you lose in the spring.
Here's the best part about that.
You don't.
I have an international audience over on the Bin podcast, youtube.com/Bin Podcast Network. The UK does theirs not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yes.
So
We
we're
used
not
to do
even
it
all fucking doing it at the same time.
Yes. Oh, I like this. Hang on. Dave had a great idea. Dr. Kip.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's actually if you go to my channel, there's a like 1 minute ad for Kip Academy that just did, which is just fantastic. So it's real because I went in as a break on my channel. She's like, hey, here you go. And so it's Kip Academy.
Kip Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Kip's good people. I like him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is. He's awesome.
I still owe him a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts, which I'll eventually get out there with at some point. I've been saying that for months, but it'll happen. It's just, I mean, he lives close, but it'll still take me at least an hour to get to him, like because he lives up the highway. Let's say an hour away, give or take. But yeah, folks, we are going to do an after party. If you would like to be involved in the after party, just send either me or this gentleman right over here a message somewhere on the interweb spaces that we are all connected on, and or email. Yours is mikeyfamine@gmail.com, correct?
Yeah, I think I own that one.
And mine is 64atheist@gmail.com. But if you're connected to us either through the Facebook or the Blue Sky, and I'm now on a new Canadian app called A.
Oh, right. I got to get that.
It's great. And people from everywhere are welcome. It's not, you don't have to be Canadian to be on it, but it's really great. If you'd like to be involved, send us a message somewhere and we will get a link to you so you can hang out with this fella, and this nice lady right here. So, until then, guys, I want to thank everyone for hanging out in the chat and enjoying tonight's show. At least I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We've got lots of great people coming up on the show. I'm not going to list them, but you guys know who you are because some of you are in the chat.
And the new post should be going. So if you guys are subscribed on, I know the Twitch is going too, but if you're on the YouTube, I put out a long, like a picture post in the actual posts instead of like shorts or videos. So those are coming up, and every month at the end of the month, you'll get the next month's schedule sent directly to your phone for your convenience. Huh? And a big thank you to Detroit Atheist Queen for the 10 gifted subs today. Holy shit. Holy
Amazing.
shit.
And thanks, of course, to all our members. You guys, we wouldn't be able to do this without you. So thank you for being members of the channel. Yes, big kisses, hugs and kisses.
Kiss your face. I'll kiss your face.
And until then, guys, there's a link to the after party in the description box below. Also, links to her Facebook and her YouTube channel. If you want to stalk her somewhere on the webs, you can do so. Until then, like I always say at the end of the interview part of the show, like the late, great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't worry, I put the right outro.
Mermaid.
Apparently, we're still live.
Oh,
What the hell?
hello.
It says play outro and end stream, but we're just going to end the stream.